If your pants be sagging, you should be tagging.
Ooh.
Get the tagging, motherfucker.
Oh man, they belligerent today, y'all.
You should be
Ooh. They belligerent today, y'all. They on y'all head today, y'all. Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody doing, you guys? So,
What's good,
as you
Charles?
hey, as you all can see, it is the gentleman's table. We are live on Facebook,
We are live here at Dallas Love Field with the Gentleman's Table.
and we are live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So tell your friends who doesn't have Facebook they can log in on YouTube as well.
Do it look like it's freezing up on y'all side?
No, it just not you. It looked like Rashawn froze up for a quick second.
But you looking at it on your other phone?
You said what now?
I said you looking at it on your other phone?
Nah.
All right, I'll just have to. Yeah. What's good, man? Tag a friend, please tag a friend. Please tag a friend, man.
Dang,
What's up?
where the people at, man? Y'all
Where y'all
slow to
at?
get in here today.
Where y'all at? Where y'all at, man? Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in. Hey, man. You know we always start the first couple of minutes talking about, just the recent news, I guess. How y'all feeling about how y'all feel about Kanye right now, man? Kanye wilding out.
You talking you talking about the situation where he fought the person trying to take a picture of him or something?
My bad. Say it again, boss.
You talking about the thing where he tried to fight the person who was taking a picture of him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've seen Kanye do that before.
My son Ye be ready to scrap. He gonna fight through his
Yeah.
love. Have y'all ever got in a position situation where y'all had to fight a motherfucker over somebody? Not saying that's what he
Uh,
did, but I'm just saying, have you ever got in a position where it was like, yo, I mean, I ain't trying to beat this nigga up, but this nigga, he playing with me.
um, have I? Nah, I don't. I'm trying to think, bro. I've been in a hostile situation before, because of a female, but never where it came to the fisticuffs. You know.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, never. I don't think I've ever. No, I never had to fight over a female. But definitely a hostile situation because maybe a guy was jealous, or maybe it was a chick that maybe I was dealing with her and he liked her.
Ooh,
Yeah. I had a situation where it was like that with a female, but I think like when I look back on the hindsight being 2020, I think she was trying to make her girlfriend mad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like it was like we was in the club and she was like, being real flirtatious and stuff and all up on me, and she gave me her number, and her girl was pissed. Like I remember them walking out and they were like, oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? It was like this whole like, the energy was all hostile.
So in those cases, do you feel used, or like how do you like, or you just chuck it up to like, man, anyone was crazy?
Yeah. No, yeah. I've definitely felt used and abused. But yeah, definitely used because it's it sucks when you have that type of when you get that type of energy, you know what I mean? Where you're thinking that, and it was the bad part about it was that especially if it's a chick that you find attractive and you probably want to holler at anyway, and then you just
Ooh,
kind of found out like oh well, you were just a pawn, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You weren't even nobody I was really feeling like that.
you was upon so much that I literally used you and was willing to lose you. Like that's
Yeah,
how I really like.
yeah,
What about you, Rashawn? I don't know if he even still there.
yeah. I think he had broke up or something. But that's funny. Catherine said she seen me sipping communion. Basically, right. Basically communion.
No, that's what's good. What's good with you, man? What's good with you, John? What's good with you, Cat? What's good with you, Jay? What's good with you, everybody that's in thus far? Please tag a friend, have a friend, tag a friend, and tag a friend, and tag a friend, and tag another.
Yeah. Yeah, we see a few of y'all jumping on, man. So if you guys want to, if you guys have any questions, everybody who's here early, you know what I'm saying? This is kind of a little bit more intimate before the rest of the people jump on. Y'all got a question for us? Go ahead and ask us. I don't know. Rashawn is here. I don't know what he's having some technical difficulties right now. So as soon as he gets himself together, I know he will be joining in. I see more and more people jumping in. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? If you coming in the building, also drop them fire emojis as well.
Drop them fire emojis.
Yeah, facts. Thank you, Catherine, for already dropping them. I didn't have to say it. Catherine already dropped them.
Oh, Decky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Shout out to Catherine too, man. She just made her big announcement, man.
oh, you just took my thunder, brother.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, you. Now, shout out to Catherine, man. Definitely doing big things, starting the year off right. 2022.
Yeah. What's up? What up,
Yeah.
Jade? We see Jade in here, dropping the fire emojis. What's happening? Um, Again, like I said, man, if you guys are just joining us, we are also on YouTube. So if you have your friends who want to join us and they don't have Facebook, this is streaming live as we speak on YouTube, and they'll be able to comment, interact just like you all do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely jump on. Let them know. You can send this link to them. Let them know it's the Gentleman's Table on YouTube, and it pops up and it shows we're streaming live right now.
And if you go to YouTube, please subscribe. Please subscribe. We haven't been really utilizing the YouTube to the best of our abilities, but that's one of the things that we want to do for year 22. So, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Damn, I'm still at 1 p.m.
Huh?
I bought this jug, and they got the time that's supposed to be at, where I'm supposed to be drinking. I'm still at 1 p.m.
Oh wow.
Now, are we chopping it, y'all, or is it clear? Let me know something. Let me know something. Because on my tablet, it looked kind of choppy. What's good, Josh? What's good, Aniqua? Happy birthday, Aniqua. You turned up this weekend? James Rollerson is in the building.
I finna show you. I thought I was lying about YouTube, man, but I finna show y'all something.
What's good, Quisa? What's good? Thank you for jumping in.
Look at that.
Get this thing started. Okay. We live, baby.
Look at that right there. That's on YouTube, baby. Hold on, y'all can see that. Hold on. Try to see it's on YouTube.
That's on the tube. That's what Granny used to say. That's on the tube.
Yeah. It's on YouTube right now, y'all. In that thing, man. So y'all go and subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends on YouTube that can jump in there. Just like how we spell this, the Gentleman's Table, DA Gentleman's Table. Y'all go, like Bashir said, go subscribe. Like even if you're not looking at us on YouTube, you're looking at us on Facebook. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe real quick, man. We're gonna be in here jumping that thing off. YouTube about to be popping.
Popping.
You know,
YouTube gonna be on it. Popping. Yeah, I mean, I got a show this weekend at the Arlington Improv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the Arlington Improv. Sean, what, he checking in or something? I know he got to catch a flight. But
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just let a few more people get in here before we start off with the topics. But hey, so you know, just talk about some toxic shit, I guess. Kanye West, man. My man, Ye tripping.
Yeah, pop it out, man. What you know, what's going on with Ye, man? Inform the people so everybody can know what's going on.
Well, he beat up a fan recently. Well, I can't even say it. He said it wasn't a fan, it's paparazzi. He always beating their ass. And then I think he had to sneak or get permission to go to his daughter's I don't know if it's his daughter or his son, whichever one is Chicago. That's kind of a unisex name. But he was trying to get to their birthday, so sure. Travis Scott blessed him with the Addy so he could pull up. They let him come in. But he just dropped a fire verse, one of them tell-all verses with a song with Game. Game dropped a snippet on it. He was going in, man. He sounded like the old Ye, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. That the name of the song is Easy, man. That's on Game's album. But yeah, definitely fire, bro. Like I was hyped listening to it. Like literally, I was like, damn, Ye went hard on that joint. But and I don't want to hype it up too much. I know when you do that, people go back and listen to it, and it's like they're like,
it was all right.
It was all right, you know what I'm saying? So I'll let y'all be the judge of it yourselves. Go check it out. I personally liked it. I thought it was dope. So it was definitely fire. Definitely fire.
No, definitely. Do you think this is a hoax, or do you think they really get divorced?
No, I think they're really getting divorced. You can only stay with a Kardashian for so long, bro. And you know,
that's real.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner, he proved that. Like he was like, yo, if you stay with him too long, you might want to change your gender. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to become a Kardashian if you stay with him too long. And that's what Bruce did. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a sad truth, but you know, it is what it is.
So I got a question. All right, how do you know when you're in a relationship too long? How do you know when to take that exit plan? How do you know if it's just a rough patch, or this is something that you need to evacuate?
You're talking about if you're dealing with a Kardashian?
No, just if you're in a relationship, period.
Oh, a relationship. Like, how do you know when to get out of the relationship?
Yeah, because I think in our time we hang up. Relationships don't last because we have a utopia mindset of a relationship, and we get out of a relationship very quick. Um, how do you know if it's, hey, I'm getting out of it quick, or is this just not the person I need to be with?
Man, uh, it's a good question. How do you know when it's time to get out of a relationship? I think it's contingent on maybe how you're feeling. If you are feeling a certain type of way, if you're not getting out of the relationship what you are looking to get out of the relationship, then I think it's time to create that exit plan and try to figure out a way to get out of it. Because when you stay locked in for too long, it starts to drag. It starts to be, just it just starts to be non-productive or whatever it is that you're looking for to get out of a relationship. And I'm being very careful with my words here because I think a lot of times people put expectations on being with somebody on everybody. And sometimes you have to really just kind of understand and embrace the fact that sometimes there are people out there that just don't want to get married. And that's why I'm not saying anything about that. Like what happens is people say, well, shoot, well, if he ain't proposed to me in 6 months, I'm getting out of there. Well, it may not be that person's primary desire to get married within that time frame. So I think it's unfair to put that expectation on somebody to say, hey, you need to be married by a certain time. But if you're not progressing and doing the things that are you're not experiencing the things that you're looking for in a relationship, then it's time to get out. Now, if that's one of your desires and you're saying that you want to get married, then that person's not moving in that direction, then yeah, you need to get out of it. But if you're happy in that relationship and things are going well, hey, why rock the boat?
No, that's real. That's real. Brittany said, when the peace is gone, if you're not progressing and growing with that person, that's real. When that peace of mind is gone, man, it don't matter how hard you try with that person. And it don't even have to be that person. It could be you. You know what I mean? But peace of mind in a relationship is up there with trust. You know what I mean? And I believe both trust and peace of mind in the relationship can supersede love. Do y'all believe that?
You said trust and what else now?
Trust and a peace of mind in a relationship can at oftentimes supersede love.
Yes, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Hold on real quick. I'll be back.
I'd have to agree too. Definitely agree with that.
No, that's we in there. What the coppers talk about? When you're just tolerating a person, and that's real. How many of you guys been in a relationship and it gets to a point where it's just tolerable. You just living in emotions. You're not even uh, thinking progressively with that person. Just like how Brittany was saying, it's just, hey, you just in emotions. You just trying to get through this thing. But I think sometimes being in a tolerating the person sometimes is part of the relationship too. Sometimes because sometimes you will go through that phase where it's just like, I just got to get through this. Better days to come.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's a tough situation to be in because I think a lot of times, people get in that comfortable phase and they just begin to tolerate somebody, and it just kind of is what it is. So, what up, Ricky? Man, Ricky just jumped in. But yeah, I think people get in that comfortable phase and they just kind of like, I'm gonna go ahead and just ride the wave until I can't ride it no more, and that's unfair to everybody involved.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, now we got our three gentlemen on here, man. Y'all want to get started
Yeah.
with the first topic, or y'all want to wait for a
Yeah.
few more people to get up here?
Can y'all hear this music in the background? Cause I'm about to go mute.
No.
Can't.
No, you good. It ain't too loud.
Ricky just jumped in with a comment, but sure, I don't know if you want to read that.
He said being on the East, it's like musical chairs. Whoever you talking to, when the snow starts to fall, is who you with. Y'all tolerate each other until it get warm again. Damn.
Whew, that's real. That's real. Shit is
Sheesh.
getting real. Coronavirus.
Sheesh.
And that's the harsh reality, man. Sometimes it be
Yeah.
seasons. You know what I mean? The cold times y'all wanna, you know what I mean? Y'all wanna be all up under each other. As soon as it get hot, it's like, man, it's too hot. Get up off me. And I mean, it's really fucked up if y'all both don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean.
That's a
I think
fact.
the worst thing is when you with somebody you trying to be with them, and their mindset is it's just a seasonal thing. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Yo, I want to go ahead and do it different though, man, because my plane gonna board here like 9:30, so I wanted to go ahead and start off with my rant first. I ain't had a rant in like 3 weeks. So will y'all allow me to do that, or you want to go ahead and start the first topic?
No, man. By
Oh
all
no,
means.
go ahead, man.
Well, first and foremost, man, I want to actually come in here and talk about my rant. I'm gonna kind of keep it respectful because I've been around here with a lot of people in this airport. But today's rant is about being a leader. And what I mean by being a leader is being a leader in all aspects. And since we're talking about relationships, being a leader in a relationship, like you're, don't let outside noise. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where that music is coming from.
It's in the background.
It's in the airport.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Does this all sound good with what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Sounds great.
Just reminded me of you never letting them play 105.7 at work.
Facts.
No, but being a leader, man, don't let outside noise be your music in your relationship. And what I mean by that is run your own race. It's every day I get so tired of hearing people talk about Shaniqua and her man, they went out here and did all this. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Shaniqua and her husband Chris, they went out here to the islands like, when you gonna take me there? Like, why is it always gotta be about what somebody else is doing? Why can't it just be about what we do? Why is it always gotta be, oh, such and such just got proposed to? when you gonna step up? Like, why is it? Oh, hey, my brother. Hey, I didn't mean to propose to her in front of you, man. Sorry to put pressure on you. Nah, man. Like it. I do my own thing. It's not it shouldn't be about what you doing, man. You shouldn't make it hard for me. That should be impossible. Like, we do our own thing here. I'm a leader, and don't worry about what I got going on over here. That's why you got to protect your privacy. You can't just let everybody know what you're doing, because when you let everybody know what you're doing, you give everybody a reason to dictate your relationship, and it ends up being for the birds.
Hey,
You're right.
That was one of the calmest rants, but I agree, man. I think I just put a stat up to say, hey, you run your own race because life don't come right. Life doesn't have a first place. Hey, man, what you racing for? What you competing with anybody else for? Because you ain't trying to compete with their problems, so don't try to compete with their successes. You don't know what people had to get through to get to where they at, and you don't know where they're going. Just because they got married don't mean they ain't gonna get divorced. Just because they married don't mean they love each other. You know what I mean? It's really, run your own race, man. You gotta know who running the hurdles with you, who your teammate is, and if your teammate with you and they solid, man, and they make you feel secure, then shoot, man, you better value that teammate before somebody else value.
Yeah, that kind of speaks to what I was saying earlier too, man. I totally agree with that. I think that a lot of times we get caught up in what everyone else says should be going on or at that current moment. Like they say, oh man, you should be here, you should be there. or you're looking at somebody else like, well, dang, they got engaged in 6 months. You know, why aren't we engaged? That's the problem. I'm sorry, I'm plugging on my computer. But yeah, and you will say, well, why aren't we engaged? And I think that's really unfair to your relationship and who y'all are, because like Bashir was saying, you don't know what they're gonna be in a couple months. You don't know what's gonna happen, in a little bit, but all the time we always say that. Like, I know so many of my friends and classmates that got married early on, and they, had these fairy tale type situations, and all of a sudden they end up in divorce, or they end up in their 30s and they're on their second and third marriage. You know what I mean? But yet you were goals 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was saying you goals. Nah, bro. What's goals is you being the best version of yourself. What's goals is you maximizing and growing in whatever relationship that you're in. Like, it comes in your time and it comes in God's timing. That's what really, it really comes in God's timing. That's being perfectly honest with this whole situation. You don't want to compare yourself to anybody else, because it happens in your time. Everybody don't get promoted at the same time. Everybody ain't born at the same time. Everybody don't get, degrees or whatever and all that stuff at the same time. So, why do you think there's a certain standard in relationships? It's unfair. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, I just get so upset because it's like, man, you don't know the whole story. You only know what was said and what you see. You don't know everything. You talking about, Charles went and bought his girl a new Bentley. Do you know Charles got an 850 credit score and his girl do more than just nag all the damn time? Mm-hmm. What? She didn't tell me that she be nagging. She ain't gonna tell you that. She's not gonna tell you all that. You gotta run your own race. That's why when you start getting into comparison, it gets dangerous, because it's like it's never gonna be enough. It's never gonna be enough. It's always gonna be the next best thing. So you gotta stay out of that.
Yeah, and it looks like everybody on the same level, man. But I was looking for a female to be like, nah, but you ain't gonna waste my time. You ain't gonna drag me or whatever. But as I'm looking at it, look like everybody's saying, like, that, hey, I agree. Brittany asked where you headed, Rashawn. She want to know where you going.
I'm headed to Lubbock, Texas. Ain't nowhere special.
Already. Jamie said it's always competition. Lakeith said keeping up with the Joneses. Ricky said it's gonna be you and that Rose for 8 months. Dang. And Brittany said comparison is the worst thing. Everyone has different needs and standards. Jamie replied to Ricky saying that what he said, and she said, I love my peace. I'll be all right. No one knows what goes on behind closed doors. That's what Jamie's saying. Absolutely. Ricky said, we're not engaged because I ain't asked you. What the fuck? That's funny. Sparkle jumped in. What else? Sparkle been absent for a minute. Well, what else, Sparkle? She got in. Good evening, gentlemen. Al Hawkins agrees. He said, preach. It is what it is, Jamie says facts. So yeah, man. Yeah, looks like everybody on the same wavelength when it comes to that subject matter, man. But Rashawn, man, that was a good rant, man. I have to give you your props on that, man. That was a real good rant. I like that.
It was worth the wait, brother.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I was trying to turn up in here, but all these people staring at me, so I didn't want to turn up too much.
Yeah, they're gonna look at
you. Got nervous?
Crazy.
You got nervous?
Yeah, man. At the airport, they don't play. They try to escort you somewhere.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
What's good, Ezra, man? What's good? Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, Ezra P. Scott, man. That's what's up. Is that a
new user right there? I ain't never seen that name.
I ain't never seen Ezra before. I don't know.
No, that's a solid dude, man. Back home.
Manir,
what's good with you? Drop them fire emojis. Hey, one of the things that we do at the gentleman's table when you walk in the door, you gotta drop the fire emoji. Let your presence be known.
Yeah. Al said I'm competition with myself. Yeah,
Right.
Al said I'm competition with myself. No one else. Every year I should do better than the last. Yeah, facts.
But that's real. I think we all would be at a better place if we understood that.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to know the total story, man. You gotta lead in all aspects, and when you pay attention to all aspects, you gotta do the same thing when it comes to the total story. Somebody might have got a new car, but you don't know the $1,500 car note that came with it.
Man,
So
What?
What?
You don't know that they
Hey.
co-signed it.
It's crazy that you said that, Rashawn. I deal with that every day, bro. Where I have like I was talking to a customer today, and got a brand new nice truck, riding around this truck, and I remember about a year and a half ago, we're like, man, that's a nice truck. Congratulations, glad you got it. So they come in today talking about, hey, I'm trying to get me a house or whatever. Need to figure out what I need to do to get this house. Debt is too high. So they say I got to get some stuff out my name. We pull up the information on Credit Karma. It shows that the interest rate on their truck is at 18%,
25%.
bro.
Woo.
18%. So while we talking about, dang, that's clean, man, that's crazy. You got that truck.
He got a house
That
already.
truck ain't doing up. Go ahead, Rashawn.
I said he got a house already.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So we send up here like,
fact.
yo, that's crazy. That is absolutely absurd, man. So like I said, we let's not look at everybody else's material things they have or where they stand, and it looks like it's great. You just never know, man. You just never know.
So y'all gotta understand that people gotta understand what the power of social media is for. Social media is for everything to look good. That's the whole point. Everything's supposed to look good. Some people use it for drama. Some people use it to talk about people, but it's supposed to look. Instagram, it's supposed to look good. TikTok, it's supposed to look good. All of that stuff's supposed to look good.
Yeah.
Y'all be you get in the habit of going looking at that thing and you live in a false reality. You get to tripping.
But that's real.
Yeah, no doubt.
So in 22, man, we gonna run our own race, man. You ain't worried about what the next man doing. You ain't worried about none of that, man.
You said 2020.
Yes, 2020. Year 2020.
Yeah, 2022 is short for 2022 together.
Damn, I'm tripping. You right, brother. I'm tripping like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. You know what I mean? 2020. He just set us back 2 years. God dang.
You and her, man, together. 2020 together.
2022, man. You know what I mean? My bad. But thank you. I would have carried that 2020 like a mug. I would have been saying the whole show.
Man. Yeah, fact. Brittany say we're all in competition with ourselves. Jamie, horrible credit. Fact. Yes. Credit was, and really true. The credit wasn't bad. I think they just weren't educated, and that's what my job is, to make sure I educate people on what they should and shouldn't be doing. But they weren't educated. Right. It was, it was sad. No, Brittany, I'm not out here buying Bentleys. No, I ain't doing that. Yes, Al, shit, 18%, absolutely, it's crazy. Nino, yeah. Said my student loan stopping me from being great. I need a loophole. Give me some advice, because I'm not paying Sally Mae all of their money.
That's real.
Yeah, man. Look, like those student loans or a trip, man. There's different ways you can get your student loan payments deferred. That way it doesn't affect your credit. So I would look into doing that. There's a lot of different little loopholes you can do when it comes to student loans. So definitely look into some deferment, and I think that will really, really help you out. Doesn't mean you don't have to pay it, but you may get it to the point where it's not affecting your credit for the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all want to jump into the first topic?
Yeah, no doubt. Let's get into it, man.
I got this thing right here, so I can't put it up. You want to tell them what the topic is, Charles?
Oh, is this me? It's on me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do it then, man. So man, we got a topic, man. I have a question for everyone out here, and even if you are not a parent, I think you definitely have an opinion about this. But I want to know. I want to know what turns you on. I want to know. Nah, I'm outside, man. So, damn, Nino. She said I'll do an income-based repayment plan at $1. I've never even heard of that before. That's interesting though, but that's kind of like, you know, what that kind of reminds me of though, and I'm pretty sure falls in the same category, is like, you know how you get a credit card statement and they tell you to make the minimum payment? That will still hurt your credit because your balance is going to be so high that, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to help you to make that minimum payment. So I would suggest against that. I would really, if I were you, Nino, I would look into deferment. See if there's a way you can defer your payments, move your payments around, like delay your payments, so on and so forth, and then put yourself in the situation where you try to purchase a house. I'm not no Dave Ramsey or nothing like that, you know, but right, that was funny, you know. Yeah, that was but yeah, it kind of puts you in that same category as that debt surround. So you got to find a way to get that large balance off of your debt to income ratio. That's what it's looking at. Like I said, your credit is good, but they're looking at your debt to income ratio. So if they see that big lump sum debt sitting there, that's where you got a problem. So if you can defer it, that kind of takes away that big lump sum debt. Yeah. But yeah, that's where we at. Okay, so subject matter, she funny. You get married and bake and buy the house and use his credit. But look, okay, so check game. So some of us have kids, some of us don't have kids. If you don't have kids, I'm sure you still have an opinion about this, because I don't, and I do have an opinion about this. My question is this the most difficult generation to raise a child in? And I know the fella's going to break this down a little bit and talk about it and say why I'm asking this question. But I want you guys' input on this. What do you guys think? What is this the most difficult generation to raise a child?
I'm gonna have to. This is. There can't be no straight answer on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes and no. No, I mean yes, because it's the way the world is set up right now with these kids growing up. It's a trap, especially for black children, man. You know, growing up and black women, black children growing up, especially being black, you grow up. Hey man, either you're gonna play basketball or you're gonna be a rapper. I mean, that's just what it pulls out. And then it's faster now because you got the social media. So all you gotta do is do something and get freaking TikTok famous. And then there's that. And then on the flip side, when I say no, it's because kids are smarter. They're smarter, but they don't maintain their smarts. Basically what I'm saying is they're smarter because they have all these different avenues and stuff like that, but they use it for negativity and not for positivity.
Right. You want to go Bashir me?
Before I go, I do like the question that Brittany put out there. What do you mean by difficult?
Yeah, and actually that's what I was going to get at. That's kind of what I was going to explain. So when I say difficult, in comparison to all the other generations that came before us, the generations that we were raised in, the generation your parents was raised in, like it just, to me, it just seems like when you look at each generation, the standards were all a little different, and they were, you know, they kind of had different foundations involved with them, right? Every single generation. So with this generation, the standards that's being laid out for them, is this the most difficult generation to raise a child in? Is what I'm saying, like in terms of like what the standards are to, I guess, quote unquote, raise a child. And you got to think about the things that have drastically changed and stuff, like, especially when you look at us and how we were raised. Let me explain that for the first part, because all of us, the majority of us, I'm going to say, if not all of us, I'm going to say about 90% of us probably were raised in a generation where it was okay to discipline your kids by whooping them, right? Now, people frown upon you for doing that. But that's what we were raised in. So we naturally would want to go to that when it comes to disciplining our children. But now we're faced with, okay, wait a minute, can I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do that? That's one piece of it. The next piece of it is, like Al was getting at, he said, hell yes, due to all the technology, media, and politics, Absolutely. That was another piece of it. I think there hasn't been so many outside influences to you raising your child as there is right now. There are so many outside influences right now because remember, think about this. Bashir, you grew up in, I don't know about Rashawn because Rashawn, you a little bit younger than us. So Bashir, you grew up in a time where when your mother said, go to bed, cut that TV off, you couldn't roll over and grab your phone and go get on TikTok or scroll on Instagram, nothing like that, right? We didn't have none of that.
That's a fact.
So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you did have that. You did have that. You always had MySpace in your life, Rashawn.
Yeah,
bro. I didn't have a cell phone though. That's the thing.
You had a cell phone.
I had a flip phone. You couldn't get on the none
you
of that.
Played.
With that.
You played Snake on there. We didn't have that.
Definitely at bedtime. We did not have that. Because when the Snake came out, I was like, what? When those phones, the Razors and all that, what we was in like 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, I was getting ready to graduate. I was in high school, but I was getting ready to graduate. I was like, I was a senior in high school when those things came out.
Yeah, but I was in a single parent household with 3 children. I didn't have a cell phone until I was a junior in high school. So,
but you still grew up in a different era though. Like the era was different for you.
Oh yeah,
you know
what I'm saying is I didn't have it. My mom was old school. I didn't have any of that stuff.
Okay, so you understand where we're coming from then. So that's what it is. So those things were, you know, those are things we did not have. We didn't have any of those things. There just wasn't so many outside influences. Like I said, I remember my childhood and how it was. It was, you know, I remember, you know, I remember when I think we had I think Black Planet came out, and I was like, I thought it was weird to talk to people online. Like, chat, like what a chat room? What the hell is this? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's weird. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Charles, we came from a time when it was the most dumbest thing on earth to do is to put your name on your email. Like,
right.
You didn't want to put anything personal on your email.
Nothing.
Right now, if you don't remember your kid's social, you might take a picture of it. And now your kid's social is in the clouds.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? For real. And that's facts though, because and you're right. We didn't want to we made up stupid names and stuff to put on emails because we didn't want people to know our real names and so on and so forth. And it was we didn't want to put it was a time where we were super uncomfortable paying bills online. Like I don't want to put my credit card information online or nothing like that.
Facts.
Like, yeah, I'm still like, I'm finna go to the grocery store, pay this light bill. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to do.
Yeah.
Pay this water bill at the
we got the Prime account and it's already linked to our card. So it's like it's just lingering. Like if you got a Prime account, it's just lingering because you got a main card that's a default card that's on your account. So it's at any moment a hacker can just get in and get to your funds and order a bunch of shit. Like
facts. And so
I'm still wondering where that $14 a month coming from. Every time it hit me, I'm shocked.
And I don't want to go off the deep end, but you know, getting back to the parenting situation, but it's just that's what I mean when I say it's different. It's so many. This is just this generation. It's so many different things that have changed. I think this is the most drastic change coming from our era that we grew up in going into this era. We had the most drastic change when you think about the 2000s, with the 2000s, and where these kids that are here now that are becoming adults were born in the 2000s. Think about everything that changed from 2000 to 2010. Just imagine that for a moment. Think about how convenient life got from 2000 to 2010. If you really think about it. And remember, 2000
I couldn't call the phone after. I'm like, yo, how am I gonna call her? She called me 20 minutes ago. I was in the shower, but it's 9:30 right now. I can't call the house phone. Like,
exactly. If the house phone is like, you telling people, hey, look, I'm gonna call you. You know what I'm saying? If it ring one time and hang up, that's me.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You call, you trying to link up with her best friend, like, hey, call such and such and tell her to hit me back if she can. But yo, that hang up, that was the one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, it's me. I got to get in the shower real quick. My mom she may be getting in the shower, but hey, I'm gonna call him. Hang up. It's gonna be wrong. I'm gonna hang up real quick. That's me.
Yeah, but you also couldn't forget you had to take both phones too, because people be trying to listen to any of your conversation.
Yeah, but remember, but the one ring. The reason I would get the one ring. Look, now the reason I would get the one ring because remember it wouldn't show up on the caller ID. Like, you know, like the one ring. You have to hurry up.
Like, caller ID was a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was a luxury. Yeah. You got caller ID.
That was crazy. It was like caller ID was a big thing, and it was an extra. You had to pay extra for that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you had to pay extra for caller ID.
This one was funny right here. Call after 7 p.m. when you get 3 minutes.
We talking about. See, James, we talking about before that. We talking about before the whole. We didn't have, like I said, me all through school. I didn't get a cell phone till my senior year. I was getting ready to leave high school when I finally got a cell phone. We ain't have none of that. And so even then, like I said, the minutes, I don't think we even had free minutes at the time. I can't even remember. I think it was like, I had like,
you had to get cricket.
Like 300 minutes a month. I don't know, something crazy. Like you weren't having a long conversation on the phone back then.
Man, both of them. Even Rashawn with having to keep both phones, because you be like, yo, you hear that? And then you walk to see where the other phone because somebody might be listening. Yeah, that's real.
In place, she was like, Rashawn, get your black ass off this phone.
And that's 2000. You know what I'm saying? You look at all this. That's 2000. You fast forward to 2010, that 10-year time frame. You get to 2010. We had Facebook already. You know what I'm saying? Facebook was already on and popping at that point. Everybody had Facebook at that point. Like at first, it was just a college thing. Facebook was there. So, you know, and social media was booming and all this stuff. Like it was just a lot of different things that was going on. Reality TV was at its peak. Like people trying to mimic reality TV shows. We didn't really have only reality TV show that we had back in the day was it not Big Brother? What was it called? Was it Real World? Real World,
and Road Rules.
Yeah, Road Rules. Yeah, that was the only reality TV shows we had back then.
See, you know what's crazy when you go from 2000 to 2010, but look at 2010 to 2020. Look how much on steroids you got.
We got FaceTime.
You got Uber.
But getting back to the point of the parenting and all of those things make it that much harder to discipline your kids, make it so much harder to keep a main influence in your kid's life, because now, you know, we're still trying to compete with the Joneses. So we working hours, and a lot of us letting our kids, I mean, it's inevitable. To a certain degree, social media is raising our kids, because honestly, we one of the first generations where social media raised us. Like, it's at a point now, you used to see the old videos of the kid being on the video game at the dinner table, but now you will see the mom on the phone, the dad on the phone, the kid on the tablet at the dinner table, and it's just normal. Like, you know what I mean? We so disconnected, and I think going to the point of kind of what Rashawn was saying, I think those variables make it hard. I don't know if it's the hardest, because each generation has had their own issues. Because I can only imagine what the generation was like in the crack era. You know what I mean? Where man, I don't want my kid to be a crackhead. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather my kid be gay before I want my kid to be a crackhead. Like, you know what I mean? It's so many things that.
And then not only that though, just imagine too, Bashir, like growing up in the war era, back when, you know, when the baby boomers grew up, when you didn't know if daddy was coming home because he out the war. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a difficult conversation, because that was an era where it was standard to have 2-parent households. You know what I'm saying? So if you just imagine that, where your dad is trying to go out to war to protect the country, to make a living for his family, and so on and so forth, but you don't know if he's coming home. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just, you don't know.
Or
you don't know if he coming
home.
Or
if you was in the milk stage when your daddy was going to the grocery store, that was a real thing. Like, we joke about that, but that was a real thing. Like, yo, the last time I seen my pops was he went to the grocery store and he just never came back. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like,
yeah, facts.
But that's on the flip side because now it's like I can find that nigga. I know I'm his Facebook friend. I know where you at.
Yeah.
You in Chicago.
Yeah, facts. Man, these comments going crazy, man. I'm gonna hit some of them up real quick, man. I know Ricky Turner, man, he said soft ass kids, and they don't have any heroes. So many scandals in government, entertainment, and sports, and parents don't believe in beating ass no more. Man, Ricky said something right there. Ricky just said something. He just said something heavy, and I don't know if he even realized it. He probably do, but he just said that they don't have any heroes. So what does that mean? There was a standard. Here's the standards I was talking about earlier. Remember, back in the day, if there was something that was negative about one of your parents, or negative about somebody who was, I don't know, raising you or whatever, or uncle, whatever, that stuff was kept under wraps because you stayed in the child's place, right? So it wasn't your that your dad has stepped out and cheated on your mom. You learned that stuff as you got older because you didn't want to look at your dad any differently, and there was a level of respect that was there. That's how I grew up. Like, so if my dad cheated, I don't know nothing about that until I became an adult. You see what I'm saying? So that standard ain't there no more. You got the kids fighting, with the mama when they find out daddy cheated. You know what I'm saying? They out here, and they recording everything, so now they can go back in a memorandum. You know what I'm saying? And remember, like, man, I remember when mama took me to go meet my daddy, at the other chick house. And she jumped on the girl and beat her up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with him fighting with the mama.
Get off my mama.
You know what I'm saying? So now you ain't got no respect for dad. And you barely got respect for mama because how she acted.
Yeah, because kids are human, man. When they see you moving a certain vibration, they adopt those habits, man.
Yeah, the cycle repeats, man. Cycle repeats because then the kids start acting out and she's like, man, I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know why he acting this way. Talk to him. What you mean you don't know?
Yeah. Because we show our kids how to resolve issues. We show our kids how to deal with problems. We show our kids how to view life to a certain extent. So you know what I mean? If you the crazy chick in the hood, your kids gonna be crazy kids in the hood.
No doubt. So Nino said, I think it's difficult to raise multiple kids nowadays, but not one. Okay. She says if you have one child, it ain't that bad, is what she's saying.
But see, even that is kind of hard because, man, your kid get that only kid syndrome. And there's a lot of us out here with only one kid. And it's like, a lot of times I'll be like, man, I wish I would have. You know what I mean? I wish I would have got my BM right after when my daughter was like 2. Gotcha ass.
Right.
Like.
So Jamie, there's the next comment. Jamie said, it really depends on how you raise that child to me because I look at my child and her classmates and thank God my child loves to read and loves writing and it's wrapped into trends and social media. Yeah. And is it wrapped into trends and social media? So, and that's it. The child loves to read and write. So here we go. So Brittany said, to be honest, how the previous generation was raised determines how the next generation is raised. It was always outside influences. We just had parents who were in our faces. Now parents want to be friends instead of parents. So here's the thing. So to her point, what she's saying is that, there were always had outside influence. However, but your parents have more control over those outside influences. It's when you got the internet, you got Wi-Fi, you got cell phones, it's very hard to control those outside influences. So I get what you're saying, Brittany, but that's my point. My point is very hard to control what your kid sees, especially, in this era, because there's so many different ways to get information. Nino said, I regulate screen time and her prepared for me early to be on her about devices and school nights. And won't have to work as hard later, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. And you made a key point. That's a very key point. Like, Nino, you probably had a cheat code. You probably found a way to get this thing figured out. So she said that, her regulating things and, putting a standard out there. But the problem is a lot of these parents aren't doing it. A lot of these parents are just saying, go over there and get on your iPad. Go watch, what's the name of that daggum stuff? Baby Shark. What is it called?
Facts.
Yeah, you putting them on that, and they scrolling on YouTube.
MGTV.
Yeah, doing crazy stuff.
Go watch this other kid play a video game.
Right. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Sparkle said, nowadays, every parent is trying to be their child's friends first and parents second. Yes, I agree.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah. So here we go. Brittany said, kids are raising kids. People haven't dealt with their childhood issues and are passing it on to the next generation. Man, yes, I agree. I totally agree. That is, yes, absolutely. Jamie put her old email out there, what her email was. Hold on, y'all. I done messed up.
Sexy mama at Yahoo at AOL.com.
No, she said it was baby J _ 1407 at yahoo.com. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's how it used to be, though.
Yeah.
So I got an email that's BashirPrice at gmail.com. That's crazy.
Yeah, so then Al got an interesting comment. He said, by far, my gal and I had a conversation about me not calling born male a female. I feel my opinion is just important as theirs. I have to explain why I have to lie about a man being a woman to my son or daughter just to make someone feel comfortable. No, my kids, mine is more important. And
man, he said a mouthful right there.
Man, and that's another piece of the puzzle, because now we grew up in certain standards. Like, I don't care which way you cut it. If you were born in the 80s, early 90s, or whatever, there was a standard. So we were taught that if you're gay, you're not outwardly gay. You don't go out and you don't say, I'm this, I'm that. That's just what we were taught. And that's being 100%. But now we're in a society where we have to force. So how do you teach your children? And Al is speaking to this. How do you teach your children if you got kids that are living in this society, and now you have to explain to them and say, hey, look, this is what you're going to be dealing with. This is it, this is that, and this is how you have to handle it. But you don't believe that because how you were raised.
Yeah. And stuff like that. And I think in the time that we're in right now, it blurs the lines. It's like Santa Claus times 10, because you just being real with your kid is now an issue. Like, you know what I mean? You just telling your kid, no, that's what this is. They changed this, blah, blah, blah. That is a male. Just call them by their name. Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever they name that they changed their name to be. But that is what it is. And no one can change that. Not even the person. No matter how many surgeries you get. And even if you get a surgery that makes you able to actually, or makes you able to have a child, bear a child, that doesn't, you're still not a woman. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's just, it is what it is. Now, you got to teach your kids still respect people, like, no matter what life choice they choose. Like, you know what I mean? You got to respect somebody that's homeless. Like, respect should be just taught all across the board. But
absolutely.
It is a time where we just, it seems like everybody's going along to get along. And it brings back the old saying, man, if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Man, and that's real. And I can't do nothing but respect what Al is saying. If that's what he's choosing, to how he's choosing to raise his child. I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Nino, she makes a really good point too. She says our parents didn't get it 100% right, and neither will we. But the key is to apply the lessons learned to improve parenting styles that are still effective with each generation. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Yes. And that I'm not trying to, and again, let me just, make sure I make this perfectly clear. I'm not suggesting that I believe that the way we were raised was the right way to be raised. I think our parents did the best that they possibly could do with what they were taught. And like what Nino was saying, I think we need to do the best that we can do with what we are taught. And like I said, I don't think no generation is going to get it right. You know what I mean? So you just hope to, set your kids up to be successful in the era that they have to grow up in.
Because for our generation, one of the biggest things that our parents dropped the ball for the most part, I can't speak for everybody, is really finances and credit and what to do with it. We was always taught like, yo, don't get no credit card, don't get no credit card, but not really taught so much on how to actually
Mm-hmm.
use it
How
as
to
a
manage it
tool.
and use it.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was more like, don't touch a knife, don't touch a knife. You know what I mean? You get to a certain point in life where you're gonna have to touch a knife. And
You
now
don't
you're gonna
have
cut
to.
yourself up. Like
You don't have to.
yeah, so you know what I mean?
How you
So
gonna chop up them vegetables and all that stuff like that? You're gonna need to touch that knife at some
yeah,
point. You know what I mean? Yeah.
facts. So you know what
So
I mean?
yeah.
That's one of the shortcomings that I think our generation experienced.
Yeah. So Al says he just doubling down on what he said before. He say, if you're born a male, I'm calling you that. If you don't like it, then don't talk to me. So that's
Yeah, now
hey.
I don't gotta come up to you like you acting like you Tanya. Like, man, Troy, if you don't get out of here, man, like I don't gotta keep on that time with you. But you know what I mean? Shoot, just hey, just don't force me on your ideology, and I won't force you on mine. Because I think a lot of people that think like how Al think, and I think the same. I don't think it's so much that we push that on those people that live that life. I think it's a reaction from being looked at for not seeing it their way, and it's like, yo, I don't gotta see it your way. Plus, your way is crazy, but I don't have to see it your way. Like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we should be able to agree to disagree, and still have respect towards each other.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I don't want to disrespect anybody. I know a lot of times people take that as disrespect. You know what I mean? So I get it because that's how you identify as. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't really want to too much speak on that subject matter, man. We're gonna go ahead and fast forward to the next comment. But call after 7 p.m. when men is free. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, it's talking about the come with the cell phones. Brittany, she goes on to say, she says, as a parent, you still have control over what your children are exposed to. Just teach and educate. I have a 13-year-old, and I'm honest with her on using wisdom. Some parents are buying their 4-year-old cell phones. Nonsense. Yes, I totally agree with that. And that's kind of touching on the point that that Nino was saying. About being able to control what your kids are exposed to. And I think that's standard. And it kind of ties in what we said earlier. Just because you see other kids and stuff, because they got cell phones, does not mean you have to give your kid a cell phone at 4 years old. It just doesn't. Because what is your 4-year-old doing? Now, if you want to give them a cell phone for emergency purposes, there are phones out there that you can make it to where there are only a certain numbers that can call that 4-year-old could call. They're going to call their mom, dad, grandma, whatever. They're the only numbers in emergency, 911. That's on the numbers they can call on their phone. You can make it to where that's the case. You don't have to get them an iPhone 13 Pro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get that kid that. They don't need that. Not at 4 years old.
And that's real.
So it is what it is. So Jamie said I graduated 2007. I had a Sprint phone my senior year, and I had to pay for it. And my mama's because I didn't want mine to get cut off. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, absolutely. Brittany said I'm 36. Smartphones were not around in my childhood. I grew up with. Give me a quarter so I can call my mama. Yep. Rashawn's on an airplane now, waiting to take off. Sparkle. She said my father was a one man. My father was a one-word man. I never asked my father a question. Nothing came out of my mouth as a question to wait a minute. Nothing came out of my mouth as a question to both my parents. I remember when I had visitors at home, we were not told where to stand or sit. We knew our positions, and if just stand in front of you and run around near visitors, the talking eye, you will wish they stay more because that moment they left, your butt will burn. Yeah, she's just talking about, man, respect. That's just what it is. That's what we were taught. Nino said, I think the cell phone device age changed due to the times. I was somewhat spoiled growing up, so I'm certain if I were a kid these days with the same parents, I'd have a cell phone at 4 years old, but with restrictions. Yeah. Also, Commission, she says, it's all about how you raise your kids in the crazy world. we live in, and most of these parents are too busy being their child's friends instead of setting rules and boundaries. Absolutely, Mimi. Yep, that's dope. That's right. Jamie, it's all about parenting. Absolutely. Al, I have 3 teachers in my family, and the stories they tell me about these kids are crazy. They doing everything they seeing on these porn sites, everything. Wait a minute, hold on. I have 3 teachers in my family, and the stories they tell me about these kids are crazy. They're doing everything they seeing on these porn sites, everything. Damn. Yeah,
Man, that's real because if you remember back in the day, like even when us talking about technology, you remember how hard it was to get some quality you time. Like you would have to wait till your uncle went to the club on a Friday night, Saturday night, run up, or while he at work or something, run up, get the porno. You know what I mean? Put the tape in. I would always get caught, and I realized why I got caught. Now he's always like, yo. Now he gonna steal my shit. You could at least, if you gonna be smart about it, you could at least rewind it so where it started. my ass went to the whole damn video. I'm at the end of the joint.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I wasn't at this part when I was last looking at this video. Like,
but
that's
you know,
funny.
kids now, you know what I mean? Kids now, all it takes is one kid to be overly exposed to something, and now they done hit the code. Hey, look at this, xvideo.com. And now it's like, oh shoot. Now every kid with a phone can look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very
Hey,
true. Now it takes one Google search and you got booty and titties, you know, right on the kid phone, which is ridiculous.
right on the kid phone. And
Yeah.
man, because think about how our sexual life has been different. Think about all the years that you thought just rabbit fucking was the proper way to have sex because that's what you seen on pornos.
Yeah. I used to think that you know what I'm saying? Because the era I grew up in, you know, I thought all women had hairy cat. And that was the way it was supposed to be. Like Bush. Like, you know, I grew up in a bushy cat porn era. You know
Yeah, for real though. Joints was
yeah.
crazy.
Say
No
the coochies
manscaped.
wasn't popular back then.
No manscaped.
You know what I'm saying? That was not popular back in the day. So
whatever.
yeah, Nino said she had a pager at the age of 10. Parenting is 2 parts. Ages 0 to 12 are teaching phases, and 13 to 18 are guidance phases. I had an 80-year-old tell me before I became a mom how you want the child to be as an adult. Teach them now. It's our job to teach our children, and when they are at the age they have other influences, it's your job to guide them in their decision making. Bingo, you said it. Bing bong. Bing bong. I'm going to say that. So look, she said the key thing right there. She said teaching your kids about decision making. That was the biggest out there and the most important life lesson that my mother has taught me was decision making. That's the thing that I always remember. One thing she always taught me that you have to understand, that I have to understand rather, was that your decisions breed consequences. I don't care what decisions you make. You know, if you wake up late, you know, to go to work, or if you decide to go to bed late, you run the risk of waking up late and you can't get to work on time, which leads you getting rid of, which leads you losing your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that's really important. I think that was an important lesson learned. So I'm glad you said that. She said, right, kids know too much exposure. Absolutely.
Too much exposure.
Yeah, for real. So Nino, she goes on to say, what was the next thing, Bashir? She said, Nino, I met my dad's girlfriend at 21. We went and had drinks while my stepmama was at home. Yeah.
Your dad was a cold man.
Ricky said, I like his style. Nino Brown sounds like my dad, except I was 16 moving.
I like his style.
Yeah.
No, that's real though.
Yeah. I also got to keep them busy. There's no more necessary fear. Nino, shit, just tell the kids the truth about what they see in society and to deal with it, how they genuinely see fit, whether it be politically correct or not. Yeah. Al said preach. Most of the time it's deep-seated hurt and they're looking for attention. That's how my 4-year-old's phone, it basically calling and texting, no internet, no apps. Absolutely. For real, that's dope. Right. Al said, "Who the hell that 4-year-old going to pick up? They Ubering now at 4." Laugh out loud. Right. Yep.
That's real.
Yeah.
Hey,
My
you want to go
kids.
to another topic or?
Yeah, we can. I was just catching up on all these comments. Nino said Bashir know all the steps. Yeah, man. That's funny.
Man,
Nino said her first poem was Red Shoe Diaries and Real Sex on HBO with the volume on 1.
what? Or the cab joint. Yo, if you catch a good cab episode on I don't know what that was called, but that was in the cab. Can't
Oh
remember or
wow.
something on HBO. That joint, you'll catch a boo.
Yeah.
Or
I
if you know
guess
what I
we
mean, if
just
you
I
had
guess
that
Rashawn had to jump off because he's getting ready to take off on the plane.
yeah. Or if you had that cheater box. I know y'all had that cheater box. That was the fire stick before the fire stick. Uh, you get that HBO, and
Oh
then you
yeah,
get to
yeah,
that
yeah.
pay
I
per
heard about
view.
that.
And that soft porn will get you there.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Al Hawk said Nino dad was Goldie from the Mac.
that's a fact.
That's funny. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, we get to the next subject matter, man. So yeah, I think that was a good topic, man. We thank all y'all for chiming in on that, giving y'all perspective on that. So that's dope. So what's the
Next
next topic?
topic. Is it better? Is the phrase "it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all"? Is that true? And in this generation, what is genuine? What does genuine love look like?
Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? Is the statement true? And what is genuine love?
Yeah.
Man, those are heavy questions. I'm gonna start with the first one. Is it better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all? Is that a true statement? I'm going to say part of me, I have a different experience with that. So part of me would want to say, um, no, that's not a true statement. The other part of me wants to say, yes, that is a true statement. Because I think about your life if you had never experienced love. And I think sometimes in life, what's love, what's a part of love is lost. So I think those are things that you can really kind of, look at and kind of determine if that statement is true or not. And I don't think I would want to be on the side of never experiencing love at all. Because if you're a believer, let's say, if you believe in God, we know what God is love. So to make that statement is to not really truly experiencing God, right?
My bad. I was reading Al.
No,
Al
go ahead.
statement. No. I was you good. You good. I was laughing because what Al said though.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think for me, I think that's why, as hard as it is, I think it is better to have loved and have lost than to have never loved at all.
Yeah. See, I think I agree. I definitely agree with especially if you experience true love and truly loving a person. Um, and I think it's all with your conflict resolution skills, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it could be very detrimental to you if you loved and lost. That can change the whole fabric of who you are as a person on depending on how you lost and how you actually came back from that loss. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think it's if you've experienced true love, I think it's no better feeling. But just like how Al was saying, if you man that loss of that true love is man, it honestly sometimes is they hurt 10 times as much as the good times because the good times is the reason why it hurts so much because that's what you focus on.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And so the
What the hell said that shit was funny? He said, "Hell no, true love hurts like a motherfucker. Hell no, true hurt, true love hurts like a mother ever. I'd rather burn in hell before I love again."
damn. That's
But
cold,
yo,
Al.
when you going through it, oh
That's how
man,
you feel.
hey, what was the worst breakup that you've ever dealt with? And, like, how long did it take you to bounce back to being at least something that resembled yourself before you fell in love?
It was to what it was basically it makes the point of what Nino was made in one of her comments. It was my first love. It was my high school sweetheart. That was the hardest I think breakup experience I ever went through. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're thinking about, if we're talking in terms of relationships, that was probably, it wasn't probably, that was the hardest. That was the hardest because I never experienced loss like that before. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to the point of, breaking up, you're like, man, how do I deal with this? How do I, deal with not being with the person that I truly love like that? And it took a minute, man. It probably took, because I pursued and tried to reconcile so many times with her. It may have took
Was it
me.
something that you did, like one action that you did, or was it for her? It just ran its course.
Nah, we grew apart. We grew apart, which happens, man. Like, it's very rare that get with your high school sweetheart and y'all last and withstand the test of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people have that love story, but everybody doesn't. I got friends I went to school with who were in relationships in high school and they still together to this day. But yeah, for me, it didn't work out that way. And I think we just ended up growing apart. We saw life differently. There was different things I wanted to do. There's things she wanted to do. And the love just kind of, it became the stuff we were doing became routine. It was just like, we're doing it just because we're together. We want to do it. But after a while, hindsight being 2020, I could see that we grew apart is what it was. Yeah, we just
That's
totally
real.
grew apart.
I think my toughest was probably with my daughter's mom. Like, you know what I mean, especially being in a new place and just, you know what I mean, because you like you said, you grow a habit, man. You with a person so long and so much, like it's a habit dealing with that person. Like, you know what I mean? It's a habit to the point where it's like, man, how you go? It sound weak as hell because you are in a weak space, but you're like, yo, how am I gonna make it without this person? Like, how, like, what am I gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna do? And like you said, it take some people a year to really get back in the mind frame of being having like a self-worth. Like, you know what I mean? Having because again, depending on how y'all broke up, having a self-worth of like, yo, not only will somebody else love me, do I trust to love someone else? Like, you know what I mean? Because that hurts so much. That's like, yo, I ain't going through that shit again. And it can make a person very jaded when it comes to relationships. But again, hey, so when you really think about it, you're supposed to take those things as lessons. Like, you know what I mean? Because nothing is wrong. You know what I mean? Nothing that happened to you is wrong. Everything is a lesson. If you in a relationship and y'all break up or anything of that nature, that's something to learn from that. Because you can learn from the next person that you with. Something, things that, red flags that you need to look out for, and things that you do. Because none of us are perfect. So you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a learning opportunity. Every breakup every closed door is going to be another one open. And life is a journey. You're supposed to just get through it.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's definitely that's what happened. That definitely is what happens in those circumstances. You just, and for me, it took about a year. It definitely took about a year, man, for me to finally just overcome that that first breakup that I ever experienced, man. And it sucks that that's what it was, but like Nino was saying, because I had that experience, I think that I grew from that and I became better. And I was like, and you bounce back, when those, and those upcoming breakups that I went through. You know what I'm saying? I went through those other breakups. It was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It ain't. I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I went through that. Like, damn. Like, you know, I'm upset, but I'd be good.
No,
in a
it only
couple
take 3 months.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be good a little bit. I'll be straight. Yeah. So,
Hey, you got a ridiculous question for us this week?
man, yes. You know what's funny about that? I need to start writing those down because I'll think about something crazy during the week, and then for some reason, when it comes to the show, I'll forget. I'll be like, damn, I forgot what it was. But no, I actually don't have a ridiculous question this week.
Hey, do y'all got a ridiculous question for us? We always got some ridiculous questions for y'all. Do y'all got one for us?
Yeah.
Before we wrap
While we're waiting on
bad boy
them,
up.
while we're waiting on them, let's hit some of these comments up real quick. People were chiming in on that. Neil said, "Love and loss is better because it prepares you to." Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It prepares you to cope with better with disappointments and compare your first heartbreak to your last. Your bounce back game is better. Yeah, absolutely. Brittany says, "Better to have love. Think of the love you have for your dead relative. If you never love them, you will never know what it is to be human. We're part spiritual, part human. The ability to feel on earth is what makes us human." Absolutely. That's very true. Very true. That's a very good point. Yeah. I don't even think my heart breaks anymore. I like to thank the city boys in my rear view for that gift. Dang, you know, cold hearted out here. She got an ice box where her heart used to be. Al Hawk said, "Shit, he had 2. One at 9 years old, and the other was his ex-wife. Y'all will read about it in his book." Damn.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm scared of. Like that's one of the things that scare me about marriage, man. Because it's like, yo, I've seen people been on the top of the mountain and damn near be homeless after a marriage, and they still got the same job, still getting the same income. But that loss was a loss.
Yeah, facts. Jamie said, "Even though I decided to end my marriage in 2017, it took me from 2019 to finally feel like a better me. And I look back and I don't even know who that person was." Wow. So it took a couple years and somebody married out. Jamie, how long were y'all together? If you're still on, Jamie, how long were y'all together though? In total? Like, I know you said you ended the marriage in 2017. It took you 2 years to finally get yourself together. But how long were y'all together? I'm just curious to know that. Al Hawk says, "Fact, I've learned from all my failures in life. Taught me how to treat myself better and the one I'm with." Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, no doubt. Sparkle said, I would say it's better to have loved and lost than to have never felt those feelings, because if you have lost love, you can grow on it. Yeah, that's totally true. Totally true. Yeah, man, we got some intelligent viewers on our show, man. You guys are so philosophical, and you guys have just so much intellect. Man, you guys are great. Yeah, she said that.
Is that what a pansexual is? What is the thing that people get? They're attracted to a person's mind.
I think, is it pansexual or sapiosexual?
Might be sapio. What is a pansexual?
I thought pansexual when you're attracted to everybody, like all gender.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what it is.
They like having sex in the kitchen. I don't know.
Yeah. Say, you're right. They're confirming the comments. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Brittany and Neil said sapiosexual. You was like pansexual. I'm like, y'all know about that. That's like, I'm attracted to everybody. Like
everybody. So what's the difference between a pansexual and a bisexual?
I think bisexual is when you're just attracted to two genders, but I think pansexual was added because you got people who are transgender.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so they have to be technical, because you could say I'm attracted to everything. You know what I'm saying?
So they would be like a tri-octosexual, a pan,
something like that. Yeah,
You
something
like
like that.
okay?
If I understand that correctly, I don't know. I'm gonna do a quick Google search real quick because I don't want to lead the people astray. Um, let me go pansexual. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It says pansexuality are emotional attraction towards people regardless of their sex or gender identity. So yeah,
So you
you're
can
into
be a you
everybody.
could be a you could be a transgender female and you dating a transgender male, and y'all can be straight, but y'all paying.
Yeah, you say you could be straight being a pansexual. Is that what you said?
You know what I'm saying? Like so, say a transsexual male, so a male that becomes a transsexual, that becomes a female, could date
Yeah,
a female that becomes a male. The reverse effect, and
yeah,
they really straight, but they will fly under being pansexuals.
yeah. Basically, yeah. I guess. It's crazy about that. Remember, did you see that
This shit
reality
is
TV show
confusing.
that was like that, where the two like male turned to female, female turned to male, and they got together and got pregnant. Did you
Whew.
see? It was a,
Yeah, I
it
see
was a
that.
reality. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
reality TV show about that. Like literally, male turned to female, female turned to male, and they got pregnant. And I was like, what was the point? Like, what I'm saying?
yo,
Like,
you did
you
all
wasted
that
a
just to
whole
get back to
bunch
the.
of money switching your gender all to be with the opposite sex anyway.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy. Because it make me feel like y'all straight. Like, when y'all with each other, y'all straight. If you married him, whatever, y'all straight.
Yeah, that don't make any
That's it.
sense. That makes no sense.
That's funny. But hey,
Yeah.
y'all want to drop some black businesses?
Black History Month is coming up, man. We are what, less than
Yeah.
2 weeks away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Less
Talk
than
about
two
the
weeks
Pan
away,
African
man.
movement.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's
Yes.
all,
Yeah. Brittany said the fuckery. Yes, absolutely. The fuckery.
man.
Um, she said LGBTQ. She's looking at them. Yes, absolutely. Nino said child. Like, yes. That's it. That was crazy, but it was a reality that's no bull crap. A reality TV show where you had female turn to male, male turn to female, and they got together and got pregnant. So it was crazy because you had the one walking around, the masculine one, the female to turn into a male, walking around pregnant. Like with the so you got a
Crazy.
dude walking around pregnant. I'm like, dude, that's what, man, what is going on? Like, it's crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. Oh, shout out to Brittany, man. She just shouted out Bob Black TV, man. So there you go.
Hey, definitely. Hey, episodes coming in February. We interviewing man, black entrepreneurs, black businesses. Man, it's very inspiring to actually interview so many people that's around my age, some younger, that's actually just taking that leap of faith and having the courage to say, "Hey, I wanna bet on myself," and that's beautiful, and that's true. That's what we need, man. That's what we need.
Yeah. If we ever get the presence of mind to support each other in our business endeavors, man, I think we could really conquer the world, man. Or if we can't conquer the world, you can at least conquer our community, if we can never get to that point. And I know, and this can be a whole nother subject matter. We can go on a whole nother rant about this. Well, I know we've had conversations about how some businesses just don't do their part in terms of the customer service they should provide, or the service that they should provide, or whatever. And we get that. But we do, as black businesses, at the same time, I'm gonna put that same onus on you and hold you accountable and say, hey, you have to listen to your customers. You have to be willing to take that feedback. because if you don't, your business is gonna, fall by the wayside too. But that's a whole nother conversation topic for another day. We're talking about support right now. So all those black businesses being dropped in the comments, we want to make sure we go out and support those. Like Curvy Queens of Dallas, man. They in the building, they doing their thing.
Going
Yes.
viral every video.
Absolutely, absolutely. I got Sisterhood Investment Group. Man, that sounds like something I need to be involved in. For real, for real. Sisterhood Investment Group, hollering at them. Legacy Scrubs and Supplies. What's happening, man? Premier Lighthouse Agency. Yes. Get it in, get it in. Al Hawkins said the masterminds just want to confuse everyone so they can't take over the world. Laugh out loud. Yeah, facts, man. For real, for real.
Hey,
support is the
real.
biggest thing that we need. Yeah, the support. I'm telling you, man. That is the biggest thing that we need, man. Is for the black businesses too. So you see, I'm rocking a hat today, man. You know what I'm saying? Black Excellence. You know what I'm saying? Got to shout them out real quick. That is a black business, by the way. So shout out to them. They and JC Penney and all that.
Thank everybody that came out and supported, even people that couldn't come out support and purchase a ticket to the Toaster Roast. It was definitely an event to be at. My self-esteem was a little bit lower afterwards. I think this is gonna be my last Toaster Roast. You know what I mean? Because in on me. Oh my gosh.
That is funny.
Jamie said, "Yo, but she be in my inbox." I said, "Oh shit."
Damn.
I said, "Yo, what the fuck is going on here?"
So she put it out there that you were trying to smack.
Yeah, I don't know what she. You know what I mean? I don't know what she put out, but I was flabbergasted.
Well, she insinuated it. She insinuated it. She insinuated.
No, Jamie don't.
Yeah.
Don't. But she, I ain't gonna lie, that was the one that got me. I was like,
but she'll be in my inbox. That's funny. More black businesses.
I'm happy I didn't bring a date.
Man, for real. She'll be like, what the fuck? Like, so Premier Lighthouse Agency, man, Steph Michelle Marketing and Media, Fatherhood Awards. Brittany says she hates she missed it. Jamie, so embarrassing. She said too many drinks is what she had. Yes. People was in there getting lit, man. That was in there getting lit. Yep.
Any last words, brother?
Man, not too much on my end, man. Just thank you everybody for tuning in, and as you guys always do. And like I was saying earlier, those of you guys who jumped in, on this part of the show, that we are on YouTube. Tell your friend. Like I said, I know earlier on when we were first doing the show, people were complaining like, well, what if I don't have Facebook? You don't even have to have YouTube to be on YouTube, but we love for you to have YouTube because we want you to subscribe. So to the Gentleman's Table. So y'all don't forget to go in there while we're talking about dropping black businesses. Go and subscribe to the Gentleman's Table YouTube channel. So definitely go and do that. So all your friends, family, let them know that they can tune in and check us out, man. And I think today was a more family-friendly show. What you think, Bashir?
Yeah, definitely. We were intellectual today.
Yeah, we was. We did okay. I think we did all right today. Sometimes we go off the deep end. We talk about,
we didn't talk about licking booty once.
Yeah, we talked about eating butt. Yeah, there we go. Right. So please don't be offended if you do hear subject matters that go in that direction. But we try to be real. We try to be real, realistic with our people and talk about real stuff because that's the thing. Like sometimes you may be involved with somebody and that's what they like. They like their butt being ate.
But I do want to say this stuff, and it's not about it licking butt. But I do want to say, hey, we need y'all to get back on sending those topics in the inbox, man. Y'all was giving us some good topics. That was definitely helping the show grow. We want to continue that tradition.
I don't know what just happened. But yeah, definitely growth. But yeah, definitely. Yes, thank you, Jamie. We didn't OD. I don't know what the heck just happened to Bashir. he's still on live. He just turned something off. But yeah, man. But we definitely want you guys to continue to drop those topics, man. We are looking to get more people. So you guys invite people to the show, invite people to the past. Yeah, man. And of course, not only do we want you guys to send topics, we also want you guys to send just some feedback for us. Things you want to see us do on the show, things you want to see us do like at live events. We just officially had our second live event that we had with Bashir's birthday. So we're gonna, of course, be playing other live events as well. And of course, I guess I'll just shout myself out, I guess, because I'm a black guy and I have a business, right? So my black business is Chuck's On Point, man. That is just a whole entity within itself. It's a brand. It's things that I'm putting out there, stuff that I have going on. So I'll be doing some hosting events and so on and so forth. Of course, my podcast that I have. So I don't know what happened to Bashir. Bashir's back.
No, man. Apparently, my dad is not one of the supporters because he called me back 3 times back to back. So hopefully, ain't nothing wrong. I kept forwarding that joint, but he kept.
Yeah,
going.
we're gonna end up letting you get off, man, so you can go handle that. But no doubt that, like I was saying, man. So again, Chuck is on point, man. Y'all go check that out, man. Podcast coming back soon. I know I've been saying that, but I really have been. Yeah, y'all don't understand. It's been hard to get this thing back up and going. It really has, but it is coming. It is coming really, really soon. So definitely would love to see you guys support with that. There's going to be some new stuff coming. I got interviews lined up. I got some prominent people that will be on that show, and of course me, in the hosting events and gigs and so on and so forth. You can hit me up for that too as well, man, as well as other things that's going to be coming along with the Chuck is On Point brand. So yeah, no doubt, man. Like I said, it was on point with Charles Boyd, but I think I want to do Chuck is On Point because I think I can do so much more with that name. So that's it.
Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all was here with us, and we appreciate y'all every week and every comment. Thank y'all so much. Y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe, and y'all stay out the way.